Brixham regained the lead with a try in the corner by left wing Kai Kidd, which was unable to be converted by fullback Joel Ashworth. So Brixham 8, Tottenham 7, and Tottenham just holding out this latest Brixham attack. So it's 8-7 to Brixham.
Thank you very much, Paddy. The latest there from Astley Park for you this afternoon here on BBC Radio Devon. We'll have more for you throughout the course of the afternoon.
The players.
Having these younger lads wanting to succeed, wanting to play football every day it's nice being the older one. I quite enjoy being the one they can lean on if they need to.
I'm just buzzing that we were able to get the rewards for how committed we were to the game plan and how committed we were to the game.
The manager.
He's very calm, he's got good power in both feet, and I think my heart rate slowed down when he went through. I was really confident that he'd score.
It's my job to make sure we win football matches, and whilst it's a challenge, I love that challenge and I love the responsibility that it brings.
Follow Plymouth Argyle and Exeter City on BBC Sounds. Just search for your team and hit subscribe.
BBC Radio Devon. BBC Radio Devon Sport.
Now Suj. He goes for goal. It's spilled again. And it falls nicely for Joe Edwards. Arms are stretched in front of the Devonport end. Niskanen, he's got McMillan on the outside. Right-footed into Cole. Oh, what a finish! Right-footed volley off the bar and in. And City have a second.
It's going to come to Tom's back across and stroked into the net there by Dan Hayfield. And Torquay United's dominance knows no bounds at the moment. Torquay United 3.
Take it quickly.
Fissel out to Yandel. Yandel scores. That'll be a popular scorer. The Exeter club captain Jack Yandel.
BBC Radio Devon Sport.
Following our sides home and away as we do week in, week out, proudly here on BBC Radio Devon. So if you're listening on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website this afternoon, we can take you over for live National League South commentary. Torquay United away against Chesham this afternoon, and your commentators are Martin Gritton and Harry Salvage.
Thank you ever so much, James. Welcome to the Meadow, the home of Chesham United, with Torquay United find their next ventures in the National League South. The bits might be in between the teeth after Chesham's tactics at Plainmoor last year may have completely derailed Torquay United's title chances last season. But it's a new season, and this Torquay United side seems to be growing and becoming more competitive in each game. 3 clean sheets in their last 3 games for the girls. But Chesham United, they're a team who will be there to frustrate as well. They frustrated Maidstone last week, a 0-0 draw despite Maidstone going down to 10 men and the last minute penalty being saved by Ben Good. So as Paul Watton did predict in his pre-match chat, this could be a bit of a stop-start type game here in rural Buckinghamshire this afternoon. Grits, you've probably played these sort of games before, that you've come to an away day at a smaller ground than what you're used to when you're playing at home, where the home side will be there just to frustrate you.
Well, yes, and I mean it doesn't make it any easier. Certainly, obviously, if you're coming in the home team of the underdogs, and it's not quite your usual surrounds, but you've got to come with the right approach, right mentality, and Torquay are where they are on merit, unfortunately. As much as you'd like to say it's a lesser opponent, but at the same time, Torquay have got, they've got to come here and do this job right and apply themselves, and you would hope that they've got the personnel. I mean, looks a decent pitch, decent setups, and enough Torquay fans here to make it feel like not too much of an away match, but yeah, we shall see. I think nice conditions today, and hopefully the personnel on the pitch can do the job, but there's some interesting faces on the bench to have an impact, we hope.
Indeed, we'll go through the two souls. Start off with the Torquay United lineup. Jordan Thomas coming in for Denzel Akinpong in the unsurprising change after Denzel coming off injured on Saturday against Dagenham Redbridge. The other one is Louis Dennis coming in for Dylan Morgan. So it'll be Hammond in goal, Akinpong, Dyer, Dre and Falston in the back line. Midfield 2 of Worthington and Sonny Bluelow Everton. It looks like at the moment, the way they're lining up, it will be Young on the left, Morgan on the right, with Callum Dolan sitting behind Cian Dillon, but as Paul Watton described to me, it's an attacking 4 at the front, so we could see very much an interchanging front 4 for Torquay United. Matt Wonnacott on the bench alongside Denzel Akinpong, Louis Dennis, Ed Palmer, Sonny Fish, Dan Hayfield and Matt J. Chesham United, they've made one change themselves. In comes Mitchell Weiss, he comes in for Zach Joseph. They start off with Ben Good in goal, Joshua Dye, Connor Stevens, Dan Bayliss, Alfie Young and Alfie Williams in defence. The Generals get the game underway in their maroon shirts with the light blue sleeves, white shorts and light blue socks. That ball goes straight up for a throw for the Gulls. Their midfield is Alex Babos and Connor Roberts, Zach Joseph, Nathan Minas and Giorgio Rasulo looking to be in a front three. They've got Samson Eason, Zach Joseph, Callum Adebayo, Matt McClure, Jaden Bennett, Matt Lynch and Jaden Bartolo available on the bench to the joint managers of James Duncan and Michael Murray, as Chesham send it long this time. Alpha Williams, a man going forward for the first header. Worthington can try and steer it forward. As we look at it, Torquay United are shooting from right to left towards the cricket field stand. And the yellow shirts with that blue trimming on the sleeves, darker blue shorts and yellow socks for the girls. The ball play back in towards the feet of Sam Dre, will knock it across towards Jordan Dyer. And in this part of the season where the pitches still look luscious and green, the rain not affecting it too much, even though we have had quite a dry spell in this part of the world. Chesham going to play it forward down the left hand side. Minas trying to hold up, turns it in the middle. It's picked up by Jordan Thomas. Worthington finds Dye, who can then send it back to his goalkeeper James Hammond. But talking to a few Torquay fans with this one, they were slightly surprised to see Louis Dennis drop down to the bench, but as Paul said to me in the pre-match chat, he's got to think of Tuesday as well as today.
Oh, well, absolutely. And if anything, he talked about the impact of the minutes on Cody Cook, you know, the injuries just from having to play so many minutes. So I think he's acutely aware that he's got to look after some players, and he's got to look forward to fixtures. It's not just about this game, and it's an opportunity for other players to step up, right?
Ball given away by Blilo Everton. Dolan comes in with a challenge. Referee saying it was heavy onto Nathan Minas in the centre circle in the Chesham half, and the Generals will have the free kick to utilise in the start of a new attack. Our referee today is Joseph Dan Pye, Matthew Ball and Abdul Kadir. His assistant referee is Daniel Smith, the fourth official, and the Chesham goalkeeper Ben Good in the all green will take this free kick just outside the centre circle in the hosts half. All those waiting for the ball lining up there as the ball sent forward. Header initially there by Minas, but dropped straight to Jay Falston, who can easily clear that ball away. Header flicked down initially by Dylan. It's Dylan Morgan who tried to come away with the ball first time, but Dan Bayliss picks up the ball for Chesham. Second time of asking, he'll launch it. That goes straight into the spectators on that left hand side. It will be a throw for Torquay. Jordan Thomas to take, one of the two changes coming in for the Gulls this afternoon. Paul saying about the naivety for Denzel Akinpong, who came off for 25 minutes with a hamstring injury. As Dolan actually trying to get the ball off the Cheshire man Connor Stevens, who ends up nutmegging Jordan Young, but the ball was loose and it's picked up by Bluelo Everton. He can play it back to Falston on this near side in front of the Chesham dugout. Worthington with the captain's armband plays across towards Jordan Dyer, and Torquay looking to move the ball quickly. Morgan back to Jordan Thomas. He tries to set it back in. Morgan back to Jordan Thomas, and he'll play it back to the feet of Jordan Dyer. Now with James Hammond. Looks up, he's in all black this afternoon as the Torquay keeper. First header won by Joshua Day. He'll go out for a throw on for Torquay. 3 minutes gone, 0-0. BBC Radio Devon Sport this afternoon. There's a lot of ball being played on the pitch, on the grass at the moment, as Falston tries to send it down that left flank. Stevens gets there before Jordan Young, but not the most convincing clearance from the Chesham captain. They will go for a throw for the Gulls, which Falston
It's had a tough start, hasn't he, the skipper? He's not settled at all. I think you're absolutely right. If Torquay have got these forward players, and as Paul Watton describes it, 4 attacking players, and certainly get at them and pin them in.
Definitely for the forward players who are probably the best runners in a squad, who will try and cover every blade of grass in that final third. Chesham, though, have got a free kick. Jordan Thomas catching the Chesham man just on the halfway line, which it will be a free kick. The first goal of the afternoon in the National League South. Chippenham Town 1, Dover Athletic 0 at Harden Hewish Park on Tuesday night, the Gulls will be hosting Chippenham Town. You can listen to that one on BBC Radio Devon, as always, before a trip to Dorking, which yours truly and Martin Gritton alongside me will be there for you next week. But today, Chesham United the opponents, and they've got themselves a free kick on the halfway line, which they're going to go and send long. Again, are the hosts. Had initially won by Bayliss, and there was a little shove in there. I think that was Nathan Minas who glided into Callum Dolan. Free kick given to Torquay United.
Did you notice that it was Dolan that left a little bit on Minas in that first tackle? I think that was a little bit of reciprocation from him, but yeah, very heavy-handed.
Free kick in the Gulls penalty area, which James Hammond will take and send it forward, looking for Cian Dillon. Had a first one by Stevens, brought down by Minas on the halfway line, battling away with Alf Williams, and Minas tries to square the ball out towards the left hand side. Connor Roberts trying to chase that one down as the ball ran out of a state. No, it hasn't. He's kept it in play as Roberts takes on Thomas on towards his right foot, tries to get it towards Minas on the edge of the area, knocks it into Alfie Williams, back out towards the left hand side for Roberts onto his right foot, tries to get the cross in, blocked by Dylan Morgan. Chesham can retain possession of the ball. Rasulu tries to turn the corner there. That will roll all the way out for a goal kick for the Gulls.
As we were saying, Harry, the pitch is really lush, isn't it? It's a thick green grass, and it slows the ball down. So Minas hitting that ball, it was great technique from him to spread the ball, but it will hold up in these conditions. I mean, it will suit Torquay playing in the second half up that gentle slope.
It's a peculiar pitch. It sort of slopes in the middle of the pitch.
Yes. Listen, you genuinely don't. This is almost very similar to Underhill, the Barnet ground, wasn't it? They were in the Football League back when I was playing against them before the Hive.
Adai turns in the middle towards Rasulu. Minas dispossessed there by Worthington, and Dyer can get there in front of his man. Dolan turns in the middle towards Jordan Young, under pressure quite quickly from two Chesham players, picked up by Worthington, who's under pressure from Rasulu. Can find rest in Sam Dre, who'll send it down the left hand side. Not the ball he was aiming for, as we'll go straight out for a throw for Josh Adai. Referee just instructing the Dai that the throw-in's about another 10-15 yards further back than where he is. Forward it goes from the hosts, over the head of both Young and Williams. One by Falston. Williams wins the second header before Dreyer can again knock it down into the same area where the throw from a die was initially taken. I'm sure restarts again, and no long throw from the right wing back. Header one by Falston, initially brought down though by Rasulu. He looks to try and turn it out towards the left hand side to Connor Roberts, who can't control it first time but does second time. Plays back towards Dan Bayliss, who some Torquay fans may be familiar. It was his goal which earned Slough a point in the 2-2 draw at Arbour Park last season. A very cold evening that one. Minas on the left hand side for Chesham tries to drag the ball back in. Jordan Dyer was waiting for it, and he can easily come away with the ball. Now Dolan tries to get the ball over the halfway line, which he does, and finds Jordan Young. He takes on Connor Stevens, gets past Stevens, who makes the challenge. Referee saying no foul on Young, and Chesham United can try and get the ball away. Dolan blocking the clearance of Rasulo, and it will be a throw in for Chesham, but Jordan Young will protest to the referee. The referee not interested.
Great tackle. He timed that just well. I mean, if anything, Jordan got a little bit too close to him, didn't he? He almost wanted to just knock it into space. And again, we'll talk about the surface there, because the ball's so slow. There's no water on the surface. It's kind of gets sticky under your feet. You really have to push it out, and that's where Torquay will have the advantage.
Argyle have the lead at home park against AFC Wimbledon, 1-0. There is a little push there from
That's a bad one.
Connor Roberts onto Jordan Thomas, who stays down. Not sure if he not landed on his head, but fell awkwardly to the ground. Did Thomas?
Just two hands on his back. I mean, that's dangerous if the player's going over. But yeah, again, we saw Minas. His first instinct is to just roll it out to the left hand side. So Jordan Thomas is going to be busy. He's certainly busy this first half. That seems to be their outlet on the far side. I think Connor Roberts is the outlet. lucky not to get away without a yellow card there.
Jordan Thomas just receiving some treatment now. Out on the far side, it was a very awkward landing.
It's very easy to get a little bit of concussion when you land like that and just smack your head against the ground, even on soft grass.
Laurent Tolai scored the goal for Argyle to put them 1-0 up. It was Exeter away at Stockport. That game has been delayed by 15 minutes. I believe it was the Exeter team coach arriving late to the ground at Edgeley Park. In the Southern Premier, Tiverton today hosting Berkhamsted. Whilst Plymouth Parkway are away at Hungerford Town. Both of those games are currently goalless. So far this game's not been a stop-start as I thought it would have been after Paul Watton's initial assessment.
Difficult, isn't it, in these games? You just want to settle as quickly as possible and get the ball down, knock it about a bit. When we've seen Torquay playing at the best this season, Harry, has been just when they've been able to get it down, everyone gets a touch of the ball, you get to the speed of the pitch, you get your kind of tempo going, and you feel that I think Chesham in the back of their mind will be, let's not let them settle, let's not let them get a tempo and hit them in moments like channel balls and set pieces. And it's not just about being direct, but it's not a really slick pitch, is it? The pitch is in decent nick, but it's, as we said, it's quite slow, quite heavy in terms of the grass. So let's see how it pans out.
Game's back underway. Jordan Thomas will be able to continue the free kick from Hammond, flicked on by Dillon initially, and a die will clear it away for Chesham. The initial header won by Weiss, and Williams sends it in towards the middle. Jordan Dyer, though, can clear it away with the first header. The second header brought down by Chesham, but it's only given straight to the feet of Jordan Young, who looks up, tries to send it one long for the run of Cian Dillon, who makes a sprint to try and keep this ball in play, which he does so. Joined in the corner by Alfie Young. He's got Dolan as well with him. Utilises the Torquay number 10, who takes on a die on towards his left foot as Dolan. A die nearly gets it away from him. Dolan still running with the ball, turns in the penalty area, sets it back though to Matt Worthington, who's got Jay Fulston in support. Fulston on towards right foot, sends it in towards the back, still looking for Dylan Morgan, turned away though. Forced to feed Jordan Thomas for the first time volley, blocked there by Chesham. Can go and clear the ball away with Nathan Minas out towards this near side with Josh Adai. The first time we've seen Torquay really venture in towards the Chesham half with a shot in anger from Jordan Thomas. Chesham managed to deal with it.
That was a good bit of play. We saw that ball in the channel though. There we go again. It's perfect for this condition wise. Don't foul him.
Dillon was battling with Alfie Young, and it seemed that Young was just putting his body trying to slow down Dillon. Was obviously Dillon. We've seen his pace already. Paul once spoken about his ability to run channels, make these channel runs.
So important, right? And that's the outlet today. I mean, he's going to really enjoy it second half if he's got it in his legs and the ball comes to him. But just seen Jordan Young hit it perfectly.
Just trying to send the ball over the top there. Jordan Dyer with that first header. Weiss turns away from Sonny Blulow Everton, and he's got his running boots on there as Weiss tries to get a shot away with his left foot, but he's run out of space because of Sam Dreyer putting him under pressure. Looks up, does the Chesham striker, sets it back in towards Rosulo. Tries to play it back through, but a great intervention there by Sam Dreyer, and now Sonny Blulow Everton can play it out towards Jordan Young, and Dillon's making that run again on the left hand side. Under the pressure from Bayliss, tries to cut him. Bayliss goes down as Dillon, and that time the referee does give a free kick there for a foul onto Cian Dillon. I would say that was less of a foul than the Stevens one.
Very lucky to get that one. He would take that. I mean, might have been the referee was a lot closer than us, wasn't he, Harry? I mean, the defenders, he's not going to change the referee's mind now, but again, the strength of that ball down the channel, all you have to do is just hit that space and he's onto it, isn't he? It's just electric pace.
Free kick to the left of centre, 30 yards out, would you say?
Yeah, just on the wrong side of shooting distance, but we never know. Not with Jordan Young.
I don't think it stopped Jordan Young before.
He'll have a pop. I'm hopefully I'm goading him into it.
Dolan looks more favourable for it. It's going to be Dolan taken off the wall. Can it fall there to someone? It falls to Sam Dreyer, who can only take the shot over the bar from 6 yards out, and it'll be a goal kick for Chesham.
That is a great chance. I mean, for that ball to drop, Dolan's putting a ball to the back stick, but it just took a deflection, didn't it? Looped up over the top, and Sam Dreyer will be cursing himself because that just sat lovely at the back stick for him to hit. I mean, they are playing down that slope, and he perhaps was just not quite on top of it as he should have been to get over it and keep it down, but it's a great chance.
Totton 1, Hemel Hempstead 0, Chelmsford 0, Worthing 1, Farnborough 0, Maidstone 1. Some of the latest scores, and looking down at the scores there, but I think Ben Good sent that goal kick straight out for a throw on the far side, which Jordan Thomas will take inside the Chesham half. Brought down by Dylan Morgan, tries to play the 1-2.
Great play.
Comes away with the ball, does the United number 11, Dyer. Looks up in the middle to Sonny Blulow Everton, but sets it back towards Jordan Dyer. Worthington sends it down the right hand side. Brought down initially there by Bayliss, and Rasulo can now play it out towards Roberts on the far side for Chesham. Sends the ball over the top, looking there for Williams. Can he bring it down? He can do, but Jay Falston manages to go and get his leg onto that one to push it back towards James Hammond. Not any hint of the back pass, just more where Falston's leg was going.
Yeah, but yeah, I was looking at the fans behind the goal. They had every right to have a moan there, because it was perhaps not a clean one straight back to the keeper, but all the same. But there is a real danger of that straight ball down the middle. I mean, we've seen it, haven't we, over the last couple of seasons at Torquay, being vulnerable to that ball. But if it just drops and the strikers take a good touch, or it just sits, and as it will on this pitch today, you've got to be on top of it and reading it early.
A few goals that Torquay have conceded have been a little bit like that when it comes to one-on-one defending and the attacking player getting the better of the Torquay man, as the ball sent all the way to James Hammond. Plays the 1-2 with Sam Dre before sending it forward.
What a strike.
Towards Jordan Thomas.
Great distribution.
Forward it goes. Initial touch from Morgan lets him down. Dylan Lilly gets there, putting the pressure onto Bayliss, who will scoop it forward. Brought down by Worthington. Young turns, Dolan, who tried to turn on Rasulo, but Rasulo made the challenge, and Chesham had possession of the ball. Out towards a die on the near side. 16 on the clock, 0-0. Between Chesham United and Torquay United. The ball sent forward by Stevens down the right hand side. Dreyer can bring it down, finds Sonny Blulow Everton, has to play it back towards James Hammond, but that was the best pass available, and his teammate applauds him in Sam Dreyer. Picked up now by Jordan Dyer. Under the pressure from Minas, so you can find Thomas. Worthington now on the ball. He continues to run forward, gets away from Rasulo. Dolan brilliantly turns and finds Key and Dylan. Dolan has stayed down. The referee happy to play advantage. Falston. Young tries to turn away from the Dyer. Dye dispossesses his man and sets it in the middle. Now with Minas, who can look up. Young goes and picks his pocket. And brilliantly worked there from Jordan Young to win the ball back despite a few protests. The referee actually does give a free kick to Torquay in that moment, but I think the ball was probably still rolling when Jordan Young looked to go and take it. Free kick it will be. Worthington sends it out towards the left hand side towards Dreyer. Finds Young under the pressure from Connor Stevens. Tries to turn in the middle. Plays it back towards Sonny Blulow Everton. He looks up and plays it back to Worthington. Runs from Thomas on that far right hand side. That one's overhit by Worthington and out for a throw, which will go for Chesham. Other goals in the National League South. It was not a great advert for the National League South last weekend. 3 games played, 2 goals.
Well, if Andy Carroll's in the National League South, I mean, it's a bit of an advert there, I'm sure, but I heard he was entertaining all the same, even for a 0-0.
Dyer heads the first ball, brought down by Minas, and it's got away from Thomas, and ball sent through the middle.
Yes.
The offside flag goes up against the number 9, Nathan Minas.
That's the one, isn't it, Harry? That little ball over the top. They time it right. They do have pace. Minas and Weiss are both been proven to be a handful this first half.
Worthington. Dolan tries to cut in under Die, does so. In comes a challenge from Minas and Young, so Dolan still comes away with the ball. Blulow Everton can now play it out towards Jordan Dyer. Morgan sends it down, looking for Thomas. Under the pressure from Rasulo out on that far side. Can Thomas try and get a cross? And he can do. Turned away by Dan Bayliss, though. It's now with Weiss. Turns it in towards the middle. And across comes Dylan Morgan with a challenge on Alfie Williams. And Chesham look to take the free kick quickly. And they do so over the halfway line. They now run. Out towards the die on the right hand side, into the penalty area, gets the ball across the face of goal. No one's there to make a contact on the ball, and ball still kept in play. Minas tries to get the cross in, blocked there by Dylan Morgan. Minas will try and send it back in towards the feet of Rasulo. He surges forward, looks to play the run in there. The Chesham number 18 who keeps the ball in play, plays it back in towards Minas. Now with Williams, he gets a cross in, that's blocked off the Torquay man, and James Hammond can prevent that ball going out for a corner. It remains 0-0.
Well, they're playing on the front foot, aren't they, Chesham? They've been first to the ball there, and they're hungrier in that final third, or their final third, and Torquay's defensive third. They're causing problems, and if Weiss had hit the back stick there, or made the back stick, he had a tap in. So again, slight worry for Torquay, but getting away with it so far.
Fulston looks up, looking there for the run of Cian Dillon. Looks to get there in front of Alfie Young, and he does so. Dillon keeps the ball in play, he does so, chops back in to the middle, rolls it back towards Callum Dolan on the left hand side, looks to get the cross in towards the middle, does so with his right foot blocked there by a die, picks at the second piece, does Dolan, tries to get the shot away across the face of goal, and it's turned away by Dan Bayliss. Fulston battles with Alpha Williams, the Cheshire man wins the ball, but Fulston has the seconds. Now finds Worthington, cross towards Jordan Dyer. Thomas Morgan taking on his man on the right, cuts in to the middle to Blue Everton. Thomas was making that run, decides to stop for Worthington, plays the 1-2, brilliant from Worthington. Dillon tries to play back in towards Worthington, a lovely little move, but Dan Bayliss read the little pass there from Cian Dillon. Chesham United can clear the ball away, but only straight to a Torquay United man. The Yellow Army behind the goal, becoming more vocal. Dolan back towards Worthington. Fulston finds Matt Worthington, looks up and finds Young, back out to Fulston. Worthington looks up, trying to play it through the middle towards Cian Dillon. One back there by Sonny Blulow Everton on the edge of the penalty area. He runs through, is he pulled back? He is, by Alfie Young, and this free kick is definitely in Jordan Young territory.
Yeah, it's great position, isn't it? We're seeing Matt Worthington slightly come into this game and use his influence, but he moves the ball really quickly and he's very direct. Either he's the one passing and going past the man, or he's playing it into feet around the corner. It's causing problems, and a really good opportunity now.
Sonny Blulow Everton put the ball down, Dolan and Young both standing over it alongside Blulow Everton. You think it's Jordan Young territory, but Sonny Blulow Everton looks most poised for it. Referee happy it is going to be Sonny Blulow Everton, a 4-man wall. Here comes a free kick over the wall, over the bar, and out for a goal kick.
Well, you don't get too many goes or bites of the cherry with John Young waiting to take one, and that was a wasted opportunity. Perhaps Sonny Blulow was the one that earned it, so he thought perhaps he deserved the chance to take it, but you've got to affect something, and you've got to do your best to try and hit the target there. Too easy just to loft it.
Ben Good going to take the goal kick for Chesham, brother of Stevenage defender Charlie. Sends it forward for the Generals. First header won by Weiss. Minas plays it out towards Roberts. Sends it back to Bayliss. Chesham just moving the ball around the half at the moment, sends it forward. Header flicked on by number 9 Minas. Worthington plays the ball, spreads it out towards Young. A slip from Joshua Dye. Manages to keep the ball there, but his pass to Williams is poor, and Chesham United give away the ball to Torquay. Worthington in the middle can try and look up. Hornchurch 0, Bath City 1. A big score affecting at the top of the table, which is slowly seeming to settle down. Chesham has a ball left, and Torquay goes straight into the feet of Ben Good. Salisbury 1, Slough 0 is the other latest score in the National League South this afternoon. 25 minutes gone. Still waiting for the first goal here. There's been a game where both sides could look to be scoring at any moment. Chesham looked to go here with Roberts, and a great save there from James Hammond. Full stretch, got his left hand out. Roberts denied, and Chesham have a corner.
Well, that's the danger again. We're saying, I mean, Chesham have just kept themselves in this game by not exerting themselves a great deal, but going forward with purpose and being quite direct, and that ball through just opened up nicely for Roberts. It's a great effort from him and a brilliant strong hand from Hammond to force it back out for a corner, but pressure still on.
Corner on this near side, it will be in swinging corner. Alfie Williams to stand over this one. A short run up for the former Hampton man. Gets in towards the near post, and it's flicked up initially by Jordan Young, who's got the seconds. Well, both players had a full chunk of each other's shirt, and the shot from Connor Roberts in the end, straight into James Hammond, who comfortably claims that ball.
Sorry, Harry. Yeah, another one there for Roberts. He's just coming straight into it there, and they are dangerous because they just cause a little bit of chaos in the box. The straight balls, you really need to be on the ball and taking responsibility. Torquay just a little bit rattled there.
Chelmsford 1, Worthing 1 at the Melbourne Stadium. Worthington sends the ball over that top, looking there for Jordan Thomas. Good, comes off his line, does clear the ball away. Out for a throw it goes though, and good time that run well. Could have easily clattered into Jordan Thomas, been in a bit of trouble. Throw on though left towards Jordan Thomas, the long throw specialist in the team. Nashi Sundari out injured. Denzlaki and Pong on the bench. Brought down by Bluelow Everton. Dan Bayliss can go his put foot through that, if I can put my teeth in. Ball forward over the top by Minas. For Minas, should I say. Dreyer gets there first in front of them and sets it back in towards the feet of James Hammond. Fulston makes a move down the left hand side. Tries to turn back in. Enfield leading 1-0 at Victoria Road against Dagenham and Redbridge. Saw it as a big point playing more last weekend, but the home form needs to pick up if they're going to rise up that table. Here's Bluelow Everton though for Torquay. Plays the cross towards the right hand side. Morgan takes on Roberts on his right foot, gets the cross in towards the middle again. Dan Bayliss is there just to sweep it away. Brought down by Worthington. Plays the cross. Morgan. Worthington in the Chesham half. Looks up and Jordan Young comes short. He looks to try and make a run through the field of Chesham players, which he does, and feeds it out towards Kean Dillon on the right hand side. He's got Dolan in the middle if he wants him. Looking up to Dillon, chops it back to the feet of Morgan. Young. He looks up, takes on Minas, tries to shoot from distance there, does Young. Now Cheshire United can pick up the ball with Weiss on the halfway line, turns back, finds Rasulo. Not the best decision making there from Jordan Young.
No, and Worthington was on just in set. Oh, Dillon's got a chance. Oh, just keep your eye on the ball.
Forward it goes from Good, looking for Weiss. Wins the first header there from Jordan Thomas, brings it down to Minas, back towards Weiss. Got Roberts on the overlap on the left hand side if he wants him. It's Babos, now finds Connor Roberts on towards his right foot, taking on Jordan Thomas. Finds Alex Babos under the pressure from Jordan Dyer. Chops it back, looking there for Williams, but Worthington can play back to his goalkeeper. And James Hammond will send it forward, looking for Kean Dillon, but he's not been able to get away from Alfie Young. Second ball though, won by Jordan Young. He's brought down. Referee says no foul on Young, who's getting a little bit frustrated with some of these decisions going against him. Here's Rasulo out towards the left hand side where Alex Babos was waiting for it. It's played back towards Dan Bayliss. Salisbury, sorry, yeah, that's still 1-0 in that game. Just see it flash up to my left. Worthington, a little shove in the back of the Cheshire man, and free kick given.
Again, we've seen it's happened before, haven't we, Harry, when the games just gets a bit slowed down, it becomes a bit bitty and a bit frustrating. Torquay you can just lose a bit of focus, and sometimes you can see the easy goals, the sloppy goals. Got to keep their heads in this and knuckle down.
Tottenham 2, Hemel Hempstead Town 0. Latest score. Referee happy for Ben Good to send this forward for Chesham into the Torquay half. It goes into the penalty area. It goes header one initially by Chesham, but Jordan Dyer can hook it away before Mitchell Weiss could get there. Brought down by Roberts, who can turn away from Morgan. Gets a cross in towards the middle. Looking there for Bayliss. Header up initially. Ball breaks down. Can it fall into anybody? Well, it can fall to Jordan Dyer, who turns it out for a corner.
Well, again, they're dealing with it, but just not very convincingly. And something needs to take control at the back there. I know you're looking for leaders back there, aren't you? Drea's having to be a figurehead and try and speak to them without your skipper in the back defensive line. You're looking for some leadership from one of the centre halves, maybe even from James Hammond himself.
Farnborough 0, Maidstone 1. Bonfire night, Farnborough away on a Wednesday night as well. Corner though from Alex Babos for Chesham. In towards the middle it goes. Hammond punches it away. Brought down by Alfie Williams, who sends it in towards the feet of Bayliss. A few offside pills are not going to be called upon. Worthington's able to clear the ball away first time. Falls in towards the feet though of Alfie Williams. Back to Rasulo, who will, under the pressure from Cian Dillon, has to turn back and find Josh Adai. Hornchurch 1, Bath City 1. Forward it goes from Adai. Little header on the back there from Dreyer, picked up there by Worthington. Now finds Sonny Blulow Everton. Jordan Young looking to get in towards the Chesham United half, but turned back towards Sonny Blulow Everton. Looks up to the midfielder. Here is Young inside the Chesham half now. While Torquay United, Young out on the right hand side, Morgan now on the left. They've switched up. Other two attackers on the wing. Cian Dillon plays it back towards Worthington. He looks up and now finds Jordan Thomas under a bit of pressure from Rasulo. Dolan. Chesham now just count back in their half in a bank of 5 and a bank of 4. Low Everton. Ball fed through. Jordan Young on the right hand side looks to try and get the cross in towards the middle for Dolan. An initial interception there by Chesham. They can clear it away initially. Falls back there to Jordan Thomas, tries to get the cross in again. Bayliss is able to go and clear it away. Back towards Jordan Young under pressure from Alpha Williams. Looks up, plays it towards Worthington. He can look at the Torquay captain. Ball cleared away by Chesham, brought down by Falston. He's got the run out on that left hand side of Dylan Morgan under the pressure from Adai. Sets it back to Falston. Now with Morgan. Back into Falston. Can he get the cross in? He can do. It's blocked there by Connor Stevens. Now we'll roll out for a throw for the goals. A couple of yards from the corner flag. Throw taken to Blulow Everton. Back to Worthington. Under the pressure there from Minas as the United skipper finds Dreyer, but it's back towards Worthington, who can look up. Still running with the ball. Dillon tries to set it back. Thomas. It there towards Jordan Dyer. Now with Falston. Low Everton again. Morgan. Low Everton. It's one thing when you're trying to play these nice passing play, but if it's Cian Dillon, the striker, who's the one who's having to play it back.
Well, he needs the other two players that are playing wide forward to be pinning it behind the fullbacks, because you're absolutely right. Otherwise, you're just musical chairs in front of you.
Worthington. Back out towards Falston. Tries to get the cross and blocked by Adai. Now Connor Stevens, who just put his foot straight through that one, takes the touch of Falston last out for a throw for Chesham. It remains 0-0 after 33 minutes here at the melee, but I think Chesham will be happy if Torquay want to play like that, because they're happy to sit in their bank of 5 and their bank of 4.
Well, you know, if you could call it, I wasn't there, but if you call the Dagenham game a good 0-0, this is what you would call a bad 0-0, because the quality of the football, and it's just being kind of ground out, and it's going to come down to moments, and it's the little bits of quality that either team show, either from a set piece or just a one passage of play that might be good enough. So Torquay need to focus here. There'll be plenty of there is opportunity second half. As I said, it could suit Torquay's lineup, because this way the ball's kind of running away from them. They don't really play. They're not playing with any natural support for Dillon up front at the minute. The second half, it could be a slightly different outlook if Paul Walton wants to go for it.
Ball goes from good, a bit of backspin on that initial drop ball. Ball picked up there by Josh Adai, who can move forward for the hosts. Turns it in the middle towards Williams, who's got into the walls of penalty area. Looks to get away from Dreyer. Got to die if he wants him. On towards left foot, urged to shoot by some. Plays it back in towards the feet of Weiss. A die gets across in towards the middle, but it's turned out for a corner by Dreyer.
Well, Dreyer did brilliantly there, didn't he? Adair's looked a lot better in the final third than he has in his own third. He's been excellent at just getting that ball out his feet, being an outlet and driving it across. The directness of Chesham into that final third, there's no surprises with kind of how they're approaching it, but the directness and the speed which they're moving, it's causing Torquay problems. Torquay looking a little bit disorganised in their own third. They need to take some responsibility back there.
It's going to be Alfie Williams to take the corner. Takes the corner short. Ball set back, looking there for Minas! And there's the opener. A well-worked corner from Chesham. Passing the ball round. And Nathan Minas sneaks it past James Hammond. And Chesham United take the lead. It's Chesham 1, Torquay 0.
Well, it was one that, if you could see it from where we were sat, Harry, Bayliss, the big centre-half, has gone in virtually under James Hammond and just manhandled one of the Torquay players, ran towards the ball, made sure he was the front man. But when the biggest centre-half is running towards the corner as a set-piece play, getting it rolled right into his feet, and all he has to do is essentially lend it back into a good space beyond the 6-yard box. And Minas has just got an easy job because everyone was static, and he's just felt it into the near stick, and impossible for Hammond at that range. But that is a very simple one, and you've got to look at Bayliss' run and see, can we get a man in front of him, and certainly can we affect the ball once he's laid it back, because there was time to get a block on it, or certainly look at who was at the near stick or the front of that defensive unit on the 6-yard box for the set piece. So yeah, that's a really soft one.
Obviously, teams like Chesham will look at corners and how they can get a goal from those moments. And as you say, this game feels like it's a game of moments. Who can get the better of these set pieces?
Exactly there. I mean, and also he's just worked it. He's worked it, and you look at Bayliss now. He's pushing as well, and that's what he just did. Shouldn't be able to get away with that in the other box. But
free kick from Worthington there went drilled in the penalty area. Nearly fell behind Ben Good, who was able to claim the ball there for Chesham. Fulston. Overheard Dillon, who is offside, didn't play the ball, but call is still given.
Yeah, the problem is now that Chesham can even kind of go further into that game plan and just slow it down, rather than, even though you'd probably say to them, look at the opportunity to go and cause more problems, but there's no urgency from them, and as you would expect it, slowing it down. It's been the way they played from the start, and they've taken their chance.
37 on the clock. Minas with a goal, which gives Chesham the lead here at the Meadow. And initially won by Weiss, but brought down into towards the feet of Fulston. Young, back to Fulston. Dreyer plays it back to Thomas, and now with Jordan Young. Dreyer looks up. Plays out looking there for Jordan Young. Header won by Stevens. Adair can keep it in play, and it will be a throw for Torquay. Fulston to go and take it and plays it back towards Sam Dreyer. Dyer. Thomas looks up and tries playing Dillon, but it's won back by Rasulo, and Roberts. A little shove in the back there from John Thomas, and that's just a frustration kicking in a little bit. And a game where I'd say it's still been relatively even. I wouldn't say
but there's no tempo to the game, Harry. That's the thing. So even at a snail's crawl of a pace of a game, so that's really suits Chesham, doesn't it? I totally agree. There's not a lot in it, but that's what we were just saying. That there's not a lot in it. It comes down to those moments where it's a set piece or a bit of quality, because they've been few and far between so far.
Ball away from Dyer. Brought down initially by Stevens. Thomas is able to send it forward, and Dillon putting the pressure on towards Young, who has to play back towards Ben. Good at bouncing ball and good first time, can launch it away. Stockport 1, Exeter City 0 at Edgeley Park. The game kicking off 15 minutes late. Ball launched over the top, and goal scorer Minas, little shove onto Dreyer to control possession of the ball. Looks for the overlapping run of Weiss, which he does get. Weiss trays it back in, looking for Minas. It evades him, but it's given back to him there by Worthington. It's now Minas, tries to get a shot on. Wide it goes from the man who's given Chesham the lead. It remains 1-0.
Minas is having an absolute ball up there, isn't he? He's causing problems, so the ball's dropping to him, but he has been focal point and an absolute menace for Chesham this afternoon.
Roberts picks up possession of the ball now, and you can see the confidence growing in Chesham a little bit now. That's towards Stevens.
Yeah, sorry, Howard. No, I was just going to say that's what you kind of hope. You hope Chesham decide, hang on a minute, we'll go and play. The game will open right up and Torquay will get it like this.
Dolan nicks the ball off Alfie Williams. Now Dillon under a little bit of pressure from Rasula, looks to try and move forward. Plays it back to Callum Dolan though. Dolan looks to switch play across towards Jordan Thomas, and despite the slip does so, but his touch lets him down, and Minas wins back possession of the ball. Forward it goes from Bayliss. Minas brings it down, challenge from Dyer. Worthington picks up possession of the ball, and it's out towards Jordan Thomas. Takes it back towards Dyer. Cross now to find Jay Fulston. Back to Sam Dreyer. Fulston on the near side again, back towards Sam Dreyer. Torquay just getting themselves comfortable on the ball again. Dreyer scoops it up towards Jordan Young. Turns it back towards Fulston. Dreyer looks up, sends it through, looking for Cian Dillon. Turns away from Giorgio Rasulo on the edge of the penalty. Tries to get the low-driven shot, and that's... Well, I'm not sure if Ben Good was getting a little bit cocky there, but stops the shot from Cian Dillon with his foot. And not in the sense of stretching his foot out.
If Dillon had got it off the grass, he might have got a bit more power behind it, but that's just showing that the surface really slowing it down.
Dreyer wins that first header. Fulston. As Worthington went to go and control the ball, and
he's not seen him there though. It's a low one. He can't be, as long as he doesn't book him for that. He's not done anything.
Well, Babels was coming in, sort of, not in a diving header sort of way.
He's booked him for it. I don't know how he's supposed to have seen that, and it's gone in at his waist level. He can give the foul, but I wouldn't. It's ridiculous. He was totally blindsided by it. That's a concern. A yellow card for a combative midfielder is not ideal.
No.
This has all been a bit too. It's all been a bit too nice and soft at the minute, though. That's the thing. You got the feeling Paul Wharton might have some choice words at half time.
Digging a little bit more and annoy Chesham a bit more. Comes a free kick from Alfie Williams, and initially from Connor Stevens, but straight down into the hands of James Hammond.
Again, another header one in Torquay's 18-yard box.
Fulston looks up, tries to send it down the left-hand side. Day with the initial block, and it's going to be a throw for the goals in front of the Chesham dugout. Soon approaching half-time, 43 minutes gone on the clock. Chesham 1, Torquay 0. Withington across towards Sam Dreyer. Dyer dispossessed, and now Connor Roberts can move forward for Chesham. Sends it through in towards the feet of Alfie Williams, who's beaten the offside trap. Little shove in the back there by Sam Dreyer, still going as Williams. Great challenge from Dreyer to at least stop the attack initially. Fulston gets in front of Williams, who appeals for the penalty. Fulston was always going to get the ball first, and he goes out for a throw.
Well, worrying that just the position there, two centre halves completely unmarked as the ball landed to both of them. Did brilliantly to get back in, but they had to, didn't they? Because just take your eye off the ball for a minute, and good movement from the Chesham player to get that space. Again, the surface probably not doing him any favours, because he couldn't get away and couldn't pull the trigger. Torquay having to defend with their lives again.
It's a bit long throw from Josh Adai. And it comes, it's flat, it's long. So Andre's able to clear it away. Ball hooked back in from Alex Babos. First header one from Dreyer and brought down by Dylan Morgan. And can Torquay United look to counter-attack? Ball sent long looking there for Dylan. It's always going to be headed away by Bayliss. Header one by Worthington. Dolan. Babels tries to get in front of them, and Dolan gets hold of possession of the ball. And the run from Dylan Morgan on the left-hand side. Gets out in front of the challenge from Stevens, who's won the ball back for Chesham. Tries to hit it forward. One back by Fulston. Tries to hook it away from Weiss, but Weiss retains possession for Chesham. And Williams tries to steer out towards the left-hand side, where only Jordan Thomas is there waiting for it. And Chesham will have some defending to do now as Young can push forward. Cuts in as 3 minutes are being added on to the end of this first half. Young switches play looking for Dylan Morgan, but as Grits has definitely said there, no.
Sorry, it's frustrating to watch because they're just not quite. They're not quite getting it right, but at the same time they're just moving the ball with. They're making it hard for themselves. I think that's the words I'm looking for, Harry. It's frustrating to watch.
Forward goes from Adai. Flipped on by Williams straight in towards Worthington, who gets away from Minas. Trying to find some gaps in the Chesham defence, and it's a great run from Worthington. Adai does pick it up, and the ball's scrambled away, and it's hooked away that time by Babos. Back towards James Hammond though from Fulston. Dreyer looks up and finds Fulston on the near side. Young back to Worthington. Looking up, he's got Blulo Everton in the middle if he wants him, but decides to opt for Fulston on the near side. Just a little bit static in these moments here.
That's exactly. But Chesham are the ones that they're sitting deeper now. Those passes aren't on, so they're having to work it hard. Well
Dylan
done.
In the penalty area, getting away from his man. He can do, but the bounce has at the wrong time. It bubbles up, and the shot goes over the bar and onto the cricket pitch and out for a goal kick.
Well, that's the one again there, isn't it? We've seen Sam Dreyer have a really good chance, and then Dylan have a really good chance, both in similar areas of the pitch, different sort of passages of play, but Dylan did brilliantly to get away from his man and just push it wide enough so that he could get the shot off. Now you've got to make the defender block that rather than neither of them get a save on it and just skied it over the bar. He's tried to kick it with as much as he could, but unfortunately the angle wasn't right and the loft wasn't right.
Wimbledon have an equaliser at home park. Argyle 1, Wimbledon 1. Torquay would do for an equaliser right now. Ball hooked over the top by Dolan. The keeper's come off his line, not the most convincing header away. Could be a throw on which Young wants to try and take quickly, which he does towards Dolan. Plays it back out towards Jordan Young. Tries to chop in on Rasulo, which he does. Finds Jordan Thomas. United with a bit more pace in their thinking. Low Everton. Out towards Jordan Young on the right hand side. On towards his left foot. Finds Worthington. Heavy first touch. Nearly lets him down, but Young can pick up the pieces there for Torquay. Still going. Chopped down. Referee says no free kick there. And Chesham United can now move away with the ball. Ball looking fed through in towards Nathan Minas, who thought he was in offside position, but the linesman says no. Dreyer putting him under pressure, and they've resorted back in towards the feet of Alex Babos. Sent over the top, and the day was definitely in offside position. We've also got to be careful though, because there is the pressure there from the Chesham number 10, which is Mitchell Weiss, who again gives away a free kick. Free kick which is deep in the Torquay United half. A few half-time whistles going up and down country, and the one here does as well. Nathan Minas scoring from a well-worked Chesham United corner, where he's drilled the ball low into the near corner of James Hammond's goal. But in the game so far, where it's been very static, Grits, Torquay United haven't really got the bit in between their teeth.
No, they haven't played with much quality or much desire, really. I mean, there's been bits of play from them, but Chesham have been the ones that have been first to the ball, more aggressive in the tackle, looking to penetrate in behind, and certainly cause more problems. The times that Torquay have caused problems have been kind of well-worked moves, but the pace of the ball is really slow. The pitch is really slow because it's really lush grass, as we were saying, but that reason it's holding up, and Torquay are just not playing in behind and stretching this game out at all. It means it's really compressed. Chesham are filling all those gaps with players, tackles, slowing it down, and quite rightly, it's a good game plan from them, but they've been the better of the two teams. Let's not make absolutely no mistake about that, and they were fully deserving of their goal. So you've got to say, well, the best thing Torquay have got is that they haven't even started yet. So if they come out of the blocks, they'll catch Chesham on the hop, but they've got to do that very quickly. And I wouldn't be surprised if Potawatomi makes either a couple of changes or certainly talks about kind of how he, or implements something very quickly.
We talk about Sonny Fish being named on the bench. He's been out for long-term injury, but in this sort of situations, calmness has to prevail. But at the same time, you're going, do we have to bring on another striker to go and find that momentum at full? Because as we spoke about, there's been times where Keane Dillon, who's he's the central striker, he's the one who's holding the ball up to try and play it back out again.
Well, I say you free it up. Look at the fullbacks. You look at Jordan Thomas and Jay Folston. What you do is you say to them, okay, you guys are going to have to work a little bit harder, maybe push a little bit further up, and we're going to play two wider players that go out and support Dillon, basically put the ball down the channels, and not in a long ball way, just help it around the corner so that we know where the ball's going and we can all squeeze together. As soon as you put Chesham under a bit of pressure and play a bit quicker, the game opens up and those chances will come. But everything about this game is saying slow it down, isn't it? The pitches slow it down, Chesham slow it down. It suits them. So Torquay have to change that thinking. And we know that they can do it and they've got the personnel, but what they're trying to do is individually at the minute. So Joe Young's getting it and going, what can I do? Worthington's getting it, what can I do? Instead of going, right, we need to get into there, we need to press up, doing things as a team in 3s and 4s, going hunting packs. Those are the things that Paul Watton and Paul Watton would encourage that. Even I remember back playing with Watts, playing in teams where you're greater than the sum of your parts by working hard, and you can cause all kinds of problems for teams. You can turn it around pretty quickly, but they're going to have to work on that now.
Just looking at this here, the players warming up. Regan Miles has called Louis Dennis over, which you could see him, who the footballing brain he has, could be able to have that key to unlock that Chesham defence, which we saw their tactics at Playmore last year, where they were happy to stop and start very quickly. You could see them do that in the second half, especially in the closing stages.
Yeah, no, exactly. And let's not get to that. In fact, makes a change now. Get 20 minutes of getting at them. It's whether he keeps Dillon on to play off that, or whether he changes the shape.
Thank you, Chris. We'll come back for the second half of this one, but it's Nathan Minas with the goal, which currently gives Chesham United the lead. A well-worked corner where Torquay United yet to really test Ben Good in the Chesham United goal. It is the Generals who lead by 1-0 at the break here at the Meadow. Still 45 minutes to go, and it does look like Louis Dennis is going to come on for the second half. At the break, it's Chesham United 0, Chesham United 1, Torquay United 0.
When your favourite celebs strut their stuff, when the underdog rises to the occasion, when you can't believe the judges' scores.
Wow, that was fantastic.
Wish I could pass a dough like that.
Well, for starters, you could pass a those bickies.
Nothing brings us together like great TV. And a TV licence covers you to watch all TV channels, so you can enjoy every twist and turn of your favourite reality show. It also funds everything you love from the BBC, including iPlayer and live radio, like this.
BBC Radio Devon.
BBC Radio Devon.
Sport.
With James Vickery.
BBC Radio Devon, we're at half-time in 2 of our 3 matches this afternoon. Exeter City away against Stockport delayed by 15 minutes, so they're only 35 minutes or so into that game there at Edgeley Park this afternoon due to travel issues in and around Greater Manchester this afternoon. So half-time for Plymouth Argyle and Torquay United. Let's go around the grounds, find out a little bit more detail about the games. Argyle at home against AFC Wimbledon this afternoon. Let's get a half-time report from Alan Seabrook.
Yeah, Argyle 1, Wimbledon 1, given the fast start that Argyle made this afternoon. Disappointing half-time scoreline, I think. Ibrahim back in the side this afternoon. What creative talent he is. He's really blossomed in his time here. Of course, he was one of the new revolution, all those players that came in, and he's starting to show his worth in the last few weeks. Exquisite ball through the lines, and Talai was the man to get on the end of it. He's been looking for that bit of service maybe during the last game here against Wigan, when Argyle looked good enough but just couldn't really crack Wigan, but he got in behind, and he is just so smooth. He is a Rolls Royce in front of goal. Opened up his body, instep of the left boot, and just shuffled it past the goalkeeper. No problem. Wimbledon though did get back into the game. They really haven't threatened too much. Hazard had one punch that he missed, but eventually he was beaten just before the break. A long ball upfield, found Hippolyte down the left-hand side, clipped it into the near post. Omar Bugil it was with a header to the near post, and there was nothing Hazard could do to keep that out. If Argyle can pin back the Wimbledon wing-backs as they did for most of this game, and they can get the ball down and start playing it and impose themselves, more importantly get McCade on the ball that little bit more again, then I'm sure there's 3 points in the offing this afternoon. But they're just going to have to tighten things up. The half-time scoreline here at Home Park: Argyle 1, Wimbledon 1.
Thank you very much, Alan Seabrook at Home Park for BBC Radio Devon Sport this afternoon. Let's get an update on what's happening for Exeter City. The Grecians at Stockport. Live report,
Absolutely
Jed Penberthy.
Superb cross. So still Stockport 1, Exeter City 0. A header on the 23rd minute is the difference at the moment. It's a right-footed ball in by Fitzwater. It's over the head of everyone. And Exeter City have not been out of this game by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a corner that was swung in on the right-hand side. It was headed in by Nathan Lowe. A little bit of a lapse of concentration from Exeter City, who had just been commemorating a former a fan who died in the week, Dan Quinn. There was a 22-minute applause for him. But ultimately, Exeter City, they've not been out of this game by any stretch of the imagination, but they still trail to that corner goal that was earlier on in the first half. So it just approaching the 5 minutes towards half time. It's still Stockport 1, Exeter City 0.
And coverage of that game continues on BBC Radio Devon, 95.8 FM in Exeter and East Devon, across the county on 103.4 FM and on Freeview Channel 712. To National League South we go next. Torquay United away against Chesham. Here's Harry Salvage.
Half-time, Chesham United 1, Torquay United 0 in a game which hasn't seen many clear-cut chances. Both sides yet to really get any tempo or rhythm into this game. Maybe just the way that Chesham United like playing football against Torquay United, not getting any rhythm into it. The best opportunity for the girls came from a Callum Dolan free kick which went off the wall, and it fell to Sam Dreyer, who from 6 yards out volleyed over the bar. But the goal will be a goal which Paul Watson will be frustrated by. It was a corner from Torquay, sent short by Alpha Williams into the feet of Alex Babels, who then found the deadly striker that Chesham have in Nathan Minas with his low-driven shot, beating James Hammond at his near post. The game, if Torquay United wanted to play it their way, they need to add a bit more tempo, a little bit more speed into this game. But Chesham United have the bank of 5 in defence and the bank of 4 in midfield, who are happy to sit back. And I think the further the game will go along, the happier Chesham will be to sit back and defend what they have. At the break here at the Meadow, it's Chesham United 1, Torquay United 0.
So that's what's going on in our football this afternoon. Thank you, Harry. So Argyle 1, AFC Wimbledon 1, half-time. Chesham 1, Torquay United 0, half-time. And they're approaching half-time at Edgeley Park. 15-minute delay there due to traffic problems. Stockport County 1, Exeter City 0 is the latest for you. In the Premier League today, it's Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 3. That is a full-time result, and it's cost Ange Postecoglou his job. He's been sacked by Nottingham Forest following that 3-0 defeat by Chelsea at the City Ground this afternoon. 39 days after his appointment on the 9th of September. It means that his stint at Forest is the shortest permanent managerial reign in Premier League history. Because, of course, football only started in 1992, didn't it? Former Tottenham boss failed to win any of his 8 matches in charge with Forest, with 2 draws and 6 defeats across all competitions. Brighton 1, Newcastle United 0 at half-time. Burnley 1, Leeds United 0. Crystal Palace 0, AFC Bournemouth 2. Manchester City against Everton is goalless at the City Ground. And Sunderland 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. I should have said the Etihad, of course. Right, Championship. Half-times, let's go for those. Birmingham City 1, Hull City 2. Charlton Athletic 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Coventry City against Blackburn Rovers is goalless, as is Norwich against Bristol. And Sheffield United against Watford. Stoke City 1, Wrexham 0 in the Potteries, and West Bromwich Albion 1, Preston North End 0. League 1, Blackpool 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Bradford City 2, Barnsley 1, Cardiff City 0, Reading 1 at half-time, Doncaster Rovers 1, Northampton Town 0, Luton Town losing at home at half-time, 1-0 to Mansfield. Argyle 1, AFC Wimbledon 1, Rotherham United against Leyton Orient is goalless. 3 minutes to go to half-time at Edgeley Park. Stockport County 1, Exeter City 0, and it's Wigan Athletic 0, Port Vale 0. League 2, Accrington Stanley 1, Swindon Town 0 at the break. It's Barnet against Notts County, goalless. Bristol Rovers 0, Tranmere Rovers 1, Chesterfield 1, Fleetwood Town 1, Colchester United 3, Harrogate Town 1, Grimsby 0, Gillingham 0, Milton Keynes Dons 2, Crewe Alexandra 0, Newport County 0, Cheltenham Town 1, Shrewsbury 0, Crawley 0, and Walsall 0, Barrow 1. Truro City against Halifax is goalless in the National League, and in National League South the half-time scores: AFC Tottenham 2, Hemel Hempstead Town 1, Chelmsford City 1, Worthing 1, Chesham 1, Torquay United 0, Chippenham 1, Dover Athletic 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Enfield Town 1, Ebbsfleet 0, Dorking Wanderers 0, Farnborough 0, Maidstone United 1, Hampton and Richmond 0, Weston-super-Mare 0, Hornchurch 1, Bath City 1, Maidenhead United 0, Eastbourne Borough 0, Salisbury 1, Slough Town 0, and Tonbridge Angels 0, Horsham 1. To our rugby, it's Brixham against Topsham, and at Ashley Park for us this afternoon, it's Paddy Marsh.
We have 8 minutes plus stoppage time to go, and the latest score is Brixham 36. Unbeaten league leaders Topsham 25. The home side led 22-10 at half-time. They've had the win behind them in the second half, and every time they scored a try and looked like they were pulling away, Topsham came back with a try of their own. But it looks like a try from Brixham's centre, Jack Stead, a fine individual effort that could have put them 2 scores clear, and indeed has put them 2 scores clear. But Topsham refused to lie down. They are attacking this Brixham defence, but at the moment the fishermen lead by 36 points to 25.
Thank you, Paddy, for that live report on BBC Radio Devon.
What do you love about Devon in the autumn?
Changing the colours, the bracken changing colour, the trees all changing colours, the brown's going.
The hazelnut tree in my garden is producing a bumper crop, and the squirrels are burying them all over my garden.
I love the cold evenings, being able to snuggle up, having a hot water bottle.
I go home, I have a nice shower, put my dressing gown on, put the fire on and just chill.
Loving Devon in the autumn.
Jumpers. I love jumpers.
This is BBC Radio Devon.
BBC Radio Devon.
Sport.
With James Vickery.
Just after 4 o'clock on BBC Radio Devon Sport, let's take you back then to your second half commentaries this afternoon. And if you're listening in on BBC Sounds and also on the BBC Sport website this afternoon, we can take you back to Chesham for National League South action. Chesham against Torquay United with Martin Gritton and Harry Salvage.
Thank you so much, James. 1-0. The hosts lead at the break as they're going to make a change at break. Torquay United, Louis Dennis is coming on. Dylan Morgan is the man sacrificed for the goals for the second half. An understandable change to have a player like Louis Dennis to come on for the second half, Grits.
Yeah, well, I was going to say I'm just glad to see that Dylan stayed on. Then is that the case? Just because you need someone to feed off and to also have an extra pair of legs, and we know the qualities that Louis Dennis has, and coming on, sometimes it really helps to bring not just fresh legs on, but fresh mentality, and also doing it at half time because it gives you the impetus after a team talk, and also just a kind of maybe a shift in mentality, approach it slightly differently. As I said, the gentle slope from left to going uphill from left to right is now in Torquay going up the hill, but you always have the feeling that it suits them. It certainly suited Chesham because you can put that ball in behind and then just kind of get the pressure on, but you've got to be hungry and you've got to want the ball and get to it first, and that's what we've seen from Chesham in the first half, and we can definitely see that Torquay have the personnel to affect that. Too many times getting the ball static to feet, looking for someone, and just not necessarily having something in your head, picture in your head of what you wanted to do to try and kind of move the ball quickly. So let's see how that affects the second half.
Ilawami making a move to the goal behind to our right, trying to suck the ball into the goal. As I say, when you're shooting towards your supporters, that's the sort of beauty of a ground like this, where there's no segregation. You can swap around where you're standing.
Just would have been helpful if they did it on the other side of the ground, Harry, so they weren't blocking our view, but I think they're all done now.
We'll be talking out again second half on the way. The yellow shirts, dark blue shorts and yellow socks, shooting from left to right towards the Rivens electrical stand. The big field behind the goal. Chesham United in that claret and blue, white shorts and light blue socks as Dye clears the ball forward. Jordan Dye wins that first header. Jordan Young tries to flick it on a Dye, wins it back. It's now with Worthington, the United skipper. Dreyer finds Jordan Dyer, sends it forward looking for Young. Header brought down by Bayliss. Roberts tries to turn the corner looking for Minas, who traps it, gets it away from Dyer, can look for the overlapping run of Connor Roberts on this left hand side, looking up, gets across in towards the middle. James Hammond is able to go and claim the ball. The Torquay goal and looks to play it quickly towards Jordan Young. There's a cutting on Dan Bayliss. Worthington, there's a late challenge there from Bayliss onto Young, and it will be a free kick for the Gulls.
Well, the referee wanted to blow it and he's just, I mean, it's a sloppy tackle. He's gone in after the ball. Referee's not done anything about that.
Go for the two lineups, talking out to Hammond in goal, Thomas, Dyer, Dre and Fulton defensive midfield, holding two of Worthington and Bluelow Everton. You think it might be a little bit more settled now with Young on the right, Dolan on the left, Louis Dennis, who's now on the ball in the Chesham United penalty area, turns away from Alfie Young, sets it back in towards Dolan, who goes for the shot, but into their side netting. That goes from Dolan.
I'm not sure what Dolan's seen there. I mean, again, really well put. First, that's it straight away there. If that's not the game plan, I'll be surprised. Put that ball in behind. Dennis just gliding across, gets it, cuts it back to Dolan, straight in for a chance. And not really seen a response from Chesham there. I mean, again, this is the thing. If Torquay come at them now, Chesham have been lulled into that a little bit of that false sense of, hang on a minute, we're the better team here. They are judging by the scoreline, but Torquay have the personnel to turn it on, and they've got to do that.
Masulo brought down by Worthington, looking to send it through.
Nice.
She'll head it. Blockton's now with a die. To send it over the top down the right hand side. Alfred Williams looking to break away for Chesham. Dreyer comes across, makes the first initial challenge there for Torquay, keeps it in play, and Bluelow Everton can send it into the feet of Jordan Dyer. Back to James Hammond, who'll launch it forward. Cian Dillon tries to flick it on, falls behind his man, into the feet of Bayliss. That front three for Torquay behind Cian Dillon. Young one side, Dolan on the other, Dennis sitting in behind, but you could see Dennis going into a 2, so it's a 4-2-2-2. If you're a formations man, I know Dave Thomas, who's a regular co-commentator down at Playmore, doesn't believe in formations too much, but that's how we're seeing it.
I think I know what he means though. Dave Thomas, he talks more personnel than formations, and perhaps he's seen enough quality players that formations don't matter much when you've got certain players playing on the pitch. So I don't think it's totally out of time.
It'll be a long throw from Josh Adai in the middle for Chesham United, cleared away by Sam Dreyer, falls towards Alex Babos, who will send it back into the mixer over the head of Bayliss, brought down though by Connor Stevens. Torquay United lose to try and come away with the ball. Dolan, was he caught? Referee says no, and Babos plays it back out towards Dye on the right hand side for Chesham, gets across in towards the middle, looking there for the number 10 Mitchell Weiss, still with the ball to Chesham. Adai gets a shot on with his left foot, but can't from save in the end for James Hammond as Dorking take the lead away at Ebbsfleet United 1-0 to Mark White's side. Young back to Bluelow Everton.
Well played.
Turns away from Babos, and Torquay United look to move away with the ball now with Louis Dennis. Back to Low Everton. Looking up as the number 24 Dennis. Little shove in the back of him. Jordan Thomas. Back to Dennis now with Worthington. Much pressure from Bayliss. Touched a little heavy from Jordan Thomas. Under the pressure from Minas and Roberts. Putting the pressure on towards Worthington. Worthington can send it forward down the right flank. That will go all the way out for a throw for Chesham by the corner flag.
It's better play though. That interplay where we're talking about, try and get touches, try and get lots of small touches in and pass it around. We already see Dennis linking up with Worthington. Bluelow Everton as well. He's seen a lot more of it this half, and that's what we need, because you start moving it around that quickly and then your opponent gets tired without the ball and they get moved around a lot, creates a lot of space.
Worthington. Now Sonny Bluelow Everton plays the cross a day under a little pressure from Dolan. Torquay though can play it back towards Ben Good, who clears the ball away. Header up by Sam Dreyer. Babos brought down by Alfie Williams, who can play it back in towards the feet of Giorgio Rasulo. We'll go for the Chesham line-up in a bit, but Chesham now attacking with their number 8. Tries to play it through in towards Babos in the area. He turns away. Looks to try and set out towards the day. Gets a flick on there. Does Reese looking for Minas? Can clear it away. Can Chesham United? Can Torquay United? But the referee, despite the offside call from the linesman, says play on, and Torquay United can break away with Jordan Young, who gets away from Williams, gets away from Stevens, who leaves the trailing leg, and that time it is a free kick for Torquay, and it's actually Dan Bayliss who goes into the book.
Well, we saw Bayliss lay a clumsy one on Young, and Bayliss deserving of that booking because he didn't make any other effort than just to play him down and take down Young. So well played by Torquay as well. Again, good break. Not bad area. Again, if we can just loft that ball, put it in behind, get Dreyer on it. We saw such an energetic game with Hampton Richmond, didn't we? In that I know those evening games sometimes invite it a little bit more, but the tempo of that game and the frantic, the way that game ended as well. We saw some of those personnel. We saw Dennis and Dreyer and those guys being really influential.
Jordan Young with a free kick, scoops it in towards the back stick. They'll go all the way out for a goal kick. Chesham United still leading by the goal to nil. Nathan Minas' goal in the opening, in the first half, should I say, giving Chesham the lead. Nothing really of note in the second half to really say from this game at the moment, because of not really clear-cut chances. But Louis Dennis has come on at the break for Dylan Morgan. Chesham still leading by a goal to nil. So they do have a goal kick. Do the hosts. It was half-time between Stockport and Exeter, 1-0. Stockport led last time I was aware. Forward it goes from Ben Good. That goes all the way out for a throw for Torquay United. We're going to see a change. It's going to be Ed Palmer coming on for the goals.
Again, another player that can have an impact in both boxes. Doesn't mind a shot either, does he? He's turned up with some important ones, Ed.
Comes on for Jordan Thomas. Which we've seen a few occasions this season. Well, what Ed Palmer also does have is a long throw.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of weapons in his arsenal, that's for sure. He's got a shot, he's got at both boxes, he has a presence, and that long throw, you're right.
Trying to send it long that time, but Dan Bayliss was able to clear it away.
It's a bit of a warm up for his long one though, doesn't he? He's been sat on the bench getting cold.
Palmer to go and take this throw. Headed away again by Bayliss. Dreyer gets there in front of Minas that time. Williams tries to knock it back down to the goal scorer. Tries to play it towards that right hand side for a day, but sending him a pass which is going nowhere near the destination.
There's a bit more urgency about the goals now. Seeing it, going and getting the ball quickly, moving it quicker. That's what you need. Oh, but not that. Spoke too soon.
Commentators curse there. The ball from Hammond straight out for a throw on halfway line in front of the two dugouts. 1-0.
His distribution's been excellent today as well. Apart from that, Hammond, he strikes the ball into players. He doesn't just kind of side foot it. And on this pitch, you certainly need that. Getting it quicker, bit of urgency.
Young tries to turn away from Minas. Battling away as Jordan Young sets it back to Ed Palmer. Launches it forward for the goals. Dylan putting under pressure from the Chesham man, and clearance there from Bayliss. Thought it had been kept in, but Jordan Young then takes a touch that takes it out. Be another throw. It's time in front of the Torquay dugout for Chesham.
It's good urgency from Dolan in the midfield now as well. We're seeing that there's a hunger to get the ball and get the blocks in. Well done, Ed Palmer, just throwing Weiss out the way.
Ball falls in towards Alex Babos, tries to play it through. Alfie Williams tries to get there, blocked off Blulo Everton. And now with Dreyer, finds Fulston. Dennis brilliantly turns away, does Louis Dennis, and he can look up for the goals. Brilliantly takes it away from Mitchell Weiss. Palmer, Dolan, handball appeals, and the ball does go out for a throw in anyway, because Jordan Young's gone down that right hand side, and Dolan, well, I think the handball appeals there would actually slow Dolan down.
Well, it didn't quite come off for Dolan there, but again, you don't mind it when the Endeavours the right attitude towards it. Torquay again, we're seeing the tempo up, we're seeing the pace and the energy from them up.
Wimbledon lead 2 goals to 1 at Home Park against Argyle.
Well done, Dennis. Oh, beautiful feet.
Goes down as Dennis, and free kick given, which Worthington wants to take quickly. Does Owen finds Ed Palmer, who can now move forward. He's got younger support on the right hand side. I prefer to see Palmer in the middle in those sort of situations. Yes. Ball sent back towards Donor, who tries to get the cross and blocked by Alex Babos. Now with Connor Roberts.
Well done, Ed.
One back there by Palmer, plays the 1-2 of the Chesham man. Dyer turns in the middle towards Worthington. Towards the left hand side, towards Dreyer. Worthington. Dillon. Back towards Jordan Dyer on the halfway line. Sends the ball out towards the right hand side, looking for Palmer.
Lovely.
Keeps it in play, tries to spray the ball across with a bit more power than I think he wanted to do there, Palmer, and it'll get for a goal kick.
Well, again, we're seeing there Ed Palmer's come on the right back, and we've seen him marauding down the right wing, linking up with Jordan Young. Just seeing that purpose, and again, we talked about those conditions in the first half. It really suits that. And okay, we did see Ed Palmer try and do a side volley from the right wing with a bit more finesse and panache than perhaps it needed. But I'd rather see that with the right attitude and the right energy about it than sitting back and waiting for something to happen. He's come on the pitch with the right mentality.
Shoving the backbone, Jordan Young, free kick given.
And he's just given Weiss an absolute clobber. So the Chesham players know they're in a game now.
Definitely a little more fight from Torquay, but it's just getting the ball in the final third and trying to get there before the Chesham defence are able to sit back and be happy to sit back. Latest scores in the National League South: Tottenham 2, Hemel 1, 10-man Chelmsford 1, Worthing 1.
He's booking him for it.
Who's he booking there, sorry?
I think he's going to have a word with him just for moaning.
He's having a discussion with the Chesham man.
When he was getting off the floor, Ed Palmer grabbed the back of his shirt and pulled him back down, so it's just wound him up. But that's the exact reaction that Ed Palmer wants, right? He wants the guy to be wound up, put his energy anywhere else. And he's still he's still moaning about it now. No one cares if no one saw it. That's the problem. So you've got to get on with the game. And if you want to put one over on Ed, you've got to put the ball in the back of the net. Wasting his energy.
10-man Chelmsford 1, Worthing 1, Chippenham 1, Dover 0, Dagenham 0, Enfield 1, Ebbsfleet 0, King 1, Farnborough 0, Maidstone 1, Hampton 0, Western 0, Hornchurch 2, Bath 1 as Babos sends in the free kick in dangerously. Turned away by Dreyer initially. Picked up though by Alfie Young. He holds up the ball, he's got the overlapping run of the cross which comes in towards the middle. Sam Dreyer's there to go and flick it away for a Cheshire man can get there. Jordan Young sprinting to try and keep the ball in play, which he does so. Oh no, he doesn't actually, as we're going to see Sonny Fish making his Torquay United debut.
There we go.
Coming on with half an hour to go.
Well, Dylan will feel he's worked hard. These games, what did we say, Harry? They come down to moments. One or two moments you have, and you run them through your head after the game. If they went well, all well and good. If they don't, frustrating. And Dylan had that moment in the first half, just did well, beat his defender, again blazed it over the bar. It's tough to get chances at this level as a striker.
In comes a long throw from Josh Aday. Bayliss charging it down, Palmer heads it away. Williams back out towards Aday, scoops it in towards the middle. Hammond comes off his line, punches it away, falls into the feet there of the goal scorer. Minas can only volley it high and wide. Now for a goal kick.
So now it's a slightly more pronounced forward. We've got Young on the right, haven't we, here, Harry? And we've got Dennis on the left, and we've got Fish down the middle.
Dreyer sends it forward, takes the deflection of the Cheshire man, it's cleared away. Forward it goes, head and won by Dyer. Dreyer clears it away. Header up from Aday. Dreyer. For it goes on the far side for Chesham. Should actually go for the Chesham line, but it's good in goal a day. Stevens, Bayliss, Young and Williams in defence. Babos and Roberts are holding midfielders with Weiss, Minas and Rasulo. There's a forward three, and now with Louis Dennis. Tries to look up Jordan Young, held back there by Connor Roberts, and Dennis has to wait for the overlapping run of Ed Palmer. Into the Chesham half, the goals go. Sends it back towards Worthington, who's under the pressure there from Alfred Williams, who makes the first touch. That will go out for a throw for Chesham. For Torquay, should I say.
Yeah, wrong decision from Palmer, but well recovered. Again, Young was probably just on inside. Got to try and look at these ones.
And Ben Good's now gone down.
Right, just stop the clock. To be honest, it suits Torquay to kind of have a little chat now.
Have a chat, catch up. Paul One just installing his tactics in more. It's one of those games. It's one of those that Paul Watton knows that it's going to be a stop-starting game. It's how does he get his team, which is obviously a very energetic team, a team which loves to play with the ball, and how do they get to these games? Because when you've seen the performances at Plainmoor, I saw it when I went down to see the Slough Town game. When Torquay are in their when they're in their rhythm, they're unstoppable.
Yeah.
But there's going to be games like this where they can't play that rhythmic game. They've got to find another way.
Well, they didn't get started, so unfortunately what you got to do is you got to roll a grenade under them and say, start panic stations and get at them. Burn out that energy, get the ball in behind, squeeze, get a tackle on, get something. Don't let your opposite man win a header, anything. And then what happens is you see chaos in your opponent, and then you start to think you can smell blood and go, right, let's go for these guys, let's stretch them out, let's run them into the ground. And that's Torquay never got started. So you've got to say, well, they've still got to have something in their legs. The problem is when you're up against a team like Chesham, who are probably trained in the arts of slowing it down and making it frustrating. We know that, so you're going to need something special. But they're throwing the kitchen sink in. That's what you want them to do. They didn't wait to the 70th minute. Well, what minute are we in now, Harry? 60th, 61st. Yeah. So you're saying, right, well, that gives us half an hour to get at this team. It's going to be a long half hour for Chesham if Torquay keep playing like this.
Well, Ed Palmer can throw a long ball, and probably with the kitchen sink and other compliments with it. Will be a throw forward. Torquay inside the Chesham half, where Jordan Young tries to take it halfway into the Chesham half, and in fact it's only about a tenth of the way in. Palmer with a long throw. Palmer catching Alex Babos. Headed Louis Dennis, and it will be a free kick for Chesham. A few goals being flurrying in across the National League South. Chippenham 1, Dover 1, and Salisbury 1, Slough 1, Tunbridge 1, Horsham 1. Say Tunbridge properly. Babos won't need any attention. He'll be medical attention, should I say, and he stands back up again.
That's a miracle.
Free kick though for Chesham. Ben Good, who went down earlier, seems fine. He's back up on his feet. And you can go and send it away for the Generals. Forward it goes. Palmer wins that first header. Willow Everton brings it down, and he's hooked it up, looking there for someone on that left-hand side for Torquay, but it's only find Josh O'Day, who's got away from Jay Falston. Can he find space on that right-hand side? Still scrambling away as O'Day does go down, and the officials give a goal kick in Torquay's favour as Dagenham Redbridge have got an equaliser. It's Dagenham Redbridge 1, Enfield 1. Hammond sends it out towards this right hand side for Palmer, who brings it down. Sends it over the top looking for Sonny Fish. First time he's really going to get himself involved in a Torquay United shirt. Dan Bayliss shields him off and out for a goal kick it goes, and definitely seen an upping in tempo since Ed Palmer's come on, Grits.
Yeah, again we said, and Dennis as well. Just trying to encourage Chesham to play the actual ball out, but again, no real urgency from them. Here we are.
Ball away from Ben Good. Header one initially by Weiss, who's gone down holding his knee. All the way from Palmer. Referee not interested in stopping the game. Not the best touch from Sonny Fish, but he's found Jordan Young. Thrown away by Alex Babos, and free kick has been given. And now we shall see medical attention given to Mitchell Weiss as Maidstone make it 2-0 away at Farnborough. I think you'll probably see this a little bit more from Chesham, where they're just going to slow the game down.
Every single opportunity they've had now to slow it down, so I don't think it's going to be particularly entertaining. We just need Torquay to make it entertaining for us with a bit of quality. Difficult to slow the game down if the ball's constantly in play, so that's the trick for Torquay.
Just a reminder, Tuesday night, back on air. Torquay United hosting Chippenham Town. Playing more a first wheel run for the new Floodlights. There, Dave Thomas joining Paul Mulhern. Then Thursday night, it's Derby night on BBC Radio Devon Sport. As Exeter City host Plymouth Argyle in League One. Just on Saturday, the Gulls are action. They're away at Dorking Wanderers. Will be there. It was an entertaining game last season at Dorking, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was great. I mean, again, another cracker down there, hopefully.
First,
there was a lot on the line, wasn't there, at that point of the season? Really good turnout from Yellow Army.
First away game of the season where, say, that group of pre-season title favourites you put in the bracket with Torquay. It's the away form which has let the Gulls down so far, and beaten at home. And that win away at Salisbury. Really green in the away form. We're going to see a change here as well for Chesham. Alfie Williams makes way, and Samson Eason comes on. And the first change of the afternoon for the hosts. Lots of running from Alfie Williams this afternoon. Eason is the same. Bundle of energy and quite quick on the sprint. I think Torquay are also going to make a change as well. The bit of paper's been handed by Kenny Griffiths to the fourth official, but I think we'll see this free kick first from the Gulls, which Jordan Young will look to send in towards a penalty area from the halfway line. Dyer looks to contest the first header, brought down by Sonny Blulow. Everton plays back out towards Young, but he doesn't realise that Mitchell Weiss is there and has stolen the ball back in Chesham United possession. Sonny Blulow, Everton hooking it back up, and Eason with Fulston. A ball for Howard. Eason with a block, but Fulston's able to recover under pressure from Eason. Still going to Fulston, and does get the ball away, and Torquay United get away with that one. Now can they get away with the ball? Dolan, he goes down after being held back by Alex Babos, and there will be a free kick for Torquay United. Who's gone down there for Torquay? He's looking a little bit uncomfortable. He's back up is Sam Dreyer. Well, not the best defending at all, as Matt Jay's going to be coming on shortly for the Gulls.
I'm not sure how that's not a booking for the player that just pulled back the Torquay player, but the referee seems to be all over the place. I'm not sure.
Matt Jay comes on for Sonny Blulow, Everton. Matt Jay uses influence on the game. Torquay there with a free kick from the restarts, taken by Jay Fulston. Forward it goes. Palmer on that left hand side tries to steer it back in towards the middle. It only turns out towards the left hand side. Cross back in from Palmer, headed up in the air initially from Bayliss. Ben Good comes off his line to try and claim the ball, which he does so. And now another Chesham man's gone down. Bayliss has gone down, which has infuriated the Yellow Army behind the goal. Actually, that's Connor Stevens who's gone down, my apologies. And a free kick has been given. A little light. Free kick from Banggood. It goes from the Chesham keeper. Header up from Dreyer.
Oh, there's a foul.
Little shove on the back, and it was Dolan who was put down to the ground by Rasulo. Worthington will take the free kick. Just over 20 minutes to go. Chesham United 1, Torquay United 0 on BBC Radio Devon Sport. Myself, Harry Selvage, and Martin Gritton.
Don't turn it down, Worthington. Get it forward.
Worthington sets it back to Dreyer. Out towards Falston. Back in towards Dreyer.
That's the ball.
Sends it forward looking for Palmer. Header initially won by Bayliss in towards the feet of Jordan Young. He looks up, cuts on towards his left foot, sets it in towards Worthington, continues to try and turn the ball forward. It's turned away by Connor Roberts, who kicks it higher than further. Miss header there from Rasulo. Bayliss gets away initially, picked up there by Worthington. Palmer back to Dolan. He looks up, now finds Dreyer. Falston. Dreyer sends it over the top. Dennis tries to get the header on, but it's cleared away, and Chesham United can look to go and counter. And here is Adai. He's got Eason out on the right hand side, and he utilises that option. Tries to get it from Dolan, who comes in with a tackle, and Dolan kicks the ball away in frustration, and that will be a yellow card for the Torquay number 10. Not sure if it's a yellow card for that foul, but kicking the ball away.
Right, no, that's what I mean.
It makes it. You've gifted the referee the decision.
Well, and when you're 1-0 down, I mean, there's no logic to it at all. Frustration or not. 71st minute now, and that's about as an inactive 10 minutes as you can get. I'd say that's the problem. This game's they're trying to grind it down to the halt.
Chesham getting another goal here. I think that might shut up shop, really. Here comes a free kick from the Generals. It's in deep. Ed Palmer clears the way at the back post, falls in towards the feet of Bayliss, who on the attempted volley takes it out for a throw. If Babos can't keep it in, well, he did keep it in, but gives it out for a goal kick. 1-0 it remains.
Well, you imagine there's going to be time added. There's plenty of time left for Torquay, but they just can't get dragged into this, tit for tat stuff. You need to kind of have a game plan and deliver it.
Dennis not convincing.
No.
Dolan back out towards Palmer. Looking up, turns it in the middle. It's behind Matt J. Picked up by Stevens. Picked up there by Callum Dolan. Worthington. Dolan out towards Dreyer. But last year it was Brad Ash in the dying moments who won the game in the end for Torquay here. Chesham did go down to 10 men after a Jack Cooley red card. Dreyer. Fish. Falston back to Dreyer. Worthington looks to play it across. That's straight out for a goal kick. (1-0) Chesham still lead. As there is police in the Yellow Army and talking to one spectator at the moment. Actually, there is frustration in the performance from the Yellow Army. Forward it goes from Ben Good from the goal kick. Palmer with the first header. Ball over the top by Weiss, looking for Minas. Can he get there in front of Dreyer? Dreyer sits it back towards James Hammond, who not convincingly clears it away, but does the job for the time being. Over the head of Dolan, picked up by Connor Roberts. Young tries to trap it back in. Dolan, he's caught late by Weiss. He's got to be careful. I think he was only one foul away from a yellow card after previous discussions with the referee, and Weiss does go into the referee's book. Change for Chesham. Mitchell Weiss, who's just been booked. His afternoon is over. Matt Lench is coming on as a former Slough and Wilston man. Weiss, who takes his time coming off. On comes Lench. Ebbsfleet 1, Dorking 1. Latest score in the National League South. Hammond sends it long. Header initially won again by Bayliss, hooked back up by Worthington in towards the penalty area. Flag does go up for offside. I think that might be against Louis Dennis. One of the security guards walking in front of me, so I could not see that at all. Thing about being local, I actually know his name, so I could
well,
I'm not going to name and shame though.
Marky's card,
My book is the big black book, not the little black book, which referenced in The Office. Ball forward, it goes from Good. Header up there from Dyer initially. Dolan brings it down, looking to try and scramble away with the ball and launches it, looking there for Dennis. Connor Stevens had to make that crucial block tonight. Dennis running through. Babos tries to play the 1-2 with a die, but Dolan gets there first. Shields the ball off a die. Die trying to his best to try and win the ball back. It's cleared away by Dolan. Sonny Fish brings it down. Young trying to call for it, but he's just not been able to go and get the space. Essen tries to get away from Jordan Dyer. Dyer wins the ball back, and fantastically so. And now Torquay United can move into the Chesham half with Ed Palmer. He's got Fish in the middle. He's also got Young. Young looks up, does the Torquay number 8, tries to switch it out towards Louis Dennis, who brings it down on the other side of the penalty area. He's got Falston in support. Dennis on his right foot, forced out of the penalty area by the Chesham man, finds Dolan. He looks up, he's got options out on that left hand side, and Jay Falston. Back into Worthington. Back to Falston again, taking on a die. Young chops it in. Fish holds it up, tries to pass it out, and a little shove in the back. Referee saying that's a throw on for Chesham. Out on the far side.
Well, good little bit of movement. You're just wanting some end product there. One pass too many into Fish, and him just not being able to keep hold of it. He's been really keen to try and get the ball. He's been showing for it and getting hold of it, just not quite clicking. Remember, he's pretty rusty if it comes to match fitness.
Ball sent over the top from Chesham. Dreyer gets there first and plays it back towards James Hammond. Sonny Fish, I think it's in an offside position there, but the ball goes up for a throw for Chesham. Ebbsfleet United 2, Dorking Wanderers 1 at the Cufflink Stadium. Dorking the next away game for the Gulls on Saturday. Chippenham at home on Tuesday. Sport Devon keeps them rolling on Thursday. SJP is the place to be in football scene in Devon. Exeter versus Argyle. A full commentary and roving reporters and all the bells and whistles next Thursday night. Here's Dennis.
Well played.
Sends it over the top. And a one by Dan Bayliss, and out for a throw. She'll go for Torquay. Chance now for Palmer. Maybe not the long for option just yet where he is. He's trying to push people forward though. Was trying to get a bit of advantage himself, does Palmer. Forward it goes, looking for Dennis, tries to flick it on. It's flicked on by the Cheshire man initially, and Connor Stevens then can clear it away. Looking for Minas, who gets it over. Sam Dreyer brilliantly does. Minas tries to break through, but Jordan Dyer's trailing leg is able to get possession of the ball for the Gulls. Aday wins it off. Joe Falston, he can break away down the right hand side for Chesham. Can Aday takes on Worthington. Worthington stands firm and wins the ball back.
Game's
Brilliantly
wide
so.
open. Sorry. Yep, go on, Harry.
Squits is saying there, game's getting more wide open. Torquay United really need to get into those little pockets, really exploit Chesham if they're going to get anything out of it, because Chesham, as we know, happy to sit back, happy to shut up shop if they need to shut up shop. Palmer looking up, does the number 16 Fish back into Palmer, waiting for an option in the middle, finds Jordan Young, leaves it. Matt J, edge of the area, tries to play it towards Dennis, plays it back in towards J, who has to head it down in towards the feet of Dolan. He looks up, he's going to shift from distance here to Dolan, but an easy claim in the end for Ben Good, which is met by a matter with a bit of a split opinion behind that goal of frustration and applause. Salisbury lead 2-1 over Slough.
A great play from Fish there as well. You're feeling he's just itching to get some sort of impact. And
Palmer launches it forward, peels for offside on Fish. It's won by Stevens. Header up by Babos. Dennis under pressure from Babos now with Dolan, brings it down to Jay, back to Dolan again. Babos has now gone down, claiming a head injury where I don't think he even got touched on the head. I was speaking about last week about players going down during Watsy's press conference too easily.
But there should be, there should be some sort of accountability for if they do that. And
Babos is down on the halfway line. About 10 minutes or so to go. Chesham lead 1-0. Mr. Scores in the National League South. Tottenham 2, Hemel Hempstead 1, 10-man Chelmsford 1, Worthing 2, Chippenham Town 1, Dover Athletic 1, Dagenham Redbridge 1, Enfield 1, Ebbsfleet United 2, Dorking Wanderers 1, Farnborough 0, Maidstone 2, Hampton 0, Weston 0, Hornchurch 2, Bath 1, Maidenhead 0, Eastbourne 1, Salisbury 2, Slough 1, and Tunbridge 1, Horsham 1. Elsewhere with our Devonian sides in League 1 at the moment, Argyle did take the lead via Laurent Tolai, but Wimbledon scoring via Omar Bugle and Marcus Brown as the Dons lead by 2-1, whilst in the delayed start game due to traffic in the Manchester area, Nathan Lowe giving Stockport County the lead over Exeter City as Callum Adebayi is going to be coming on, and he's going to be replacing Connor Roberts for the Generals. So on comes the centre half for Roberts.
Corner, but he slices it out to play for a goal kick to Stockport, and it means that the home side can make their first sub of the afternoon.
Yeah, those are the critical moments. Unbelievable, really. I was just holding our breath when we was watching, kind of from the commentary position.
Back now. Thank you ever so much. Sorry, we lost power there just then, but we're back, and only thing we've missed there is Dan Hayfield coming on for Jay Fulston. Probably see it.
Could have done with you. Harry, that was the quickest I've seen anyone move all afternoon.
Dennis plays in towards Hayfield. Dennis with the overlapping run. Hayfield tries to scoop it forward, blocked though there by Bayliss, who can clear it away, brought down by Nathan Minas, and he can look to try and break away for Chesham United over the halfway line. He's got Dyer in support, well I say support, putting under pressure. Dagenham leading 2-1 over Enfield as Sam Dreyer pushing Samson Easton away from the ball, and Chesham United giving away possession, but it's been gifted back. Babos on the edge of the area, takes on the right footed shot, deflected off Worthington, straight into the hands of James Hammond, who will get the ball away quickly in towards Jordan Young. He looks up and now finds Matt Jay. Palmer trying to push his man forward, and Dan Hayfield. Jay looking back towards Worthington, towards the left hand side towards Jordan Young. Fish making the run through the middle, but Young yet to really get into gear. Now finds Fish, turns it back in the middle towards Worthington. 8 minutes to go on the clock of normal time before added time to be brought in. Ball out towards Ed Palmer on the right hand side. He looks up to try and get a cross in towards the middle. It finds towards Dennis, who got a touch onto the ball but couldn't hold it, and Joshua Day will launch that leftwards. Header initially won by Palmer. Adebayi now under the pressure from Hayfield just to shield the ball away, and Adebayi, who's a bigger figure than Hayfield, does so, and it will be a goal kick for Chesham. Chesham.
Please be aware, if you drive this van, if your car is in the club car park, you will not be able to leave for about 10 minutes after the final whistle. This is to allow foot traffic to clear.
Getting the ball going in from Ed Palmer, you see him shape up there. Dennis, the only one in the box, and it's at that point where, you're just looking at it and saying, well, you've got to get bodies in there, you've got to get people there.
Ball launched through. Dennis, can he get there in front of Bayliss, which he can do. Bayliss comes in with a challenge. Now for a throw, and it goes for Chesham. For Torquay, should I say, sorry. 1,238. There's no official away figure, but I'd say it's a decent part of the crowd as Torquay United fans this afternoon. Palmer to take the throw, and it's going to be a long one to try and launch it in the middle. Can Torquay United cause issues? In it comes from Palmer towards the near post. Fish goes down straight into the hands of Good. He will fall down to the ground and hold on for a little bit longer. Ball there from Good, giving it away to Ed Palmer. He looks to play it towards Louis Dennis. Got plenty of space on that left hand side, but he's offside. To the frustration, Dennis Not sure if he's talking to the linesman there.
He's frustrated. I don't know if he was, but I mean, it's got to be really close. But he's great ball from Palmer.
Referee's just calling Louis Dennis over. Actually, a choice use of language, I presume, in that situation.
Frustration, understandably.
Ben Good will eventually take this free kick. Game plan's worked for Chesham though, hasn't it?
It has, but you know, if you look at Torquay, haven't laid a glove on him, you know, and that's the problem. You've got all the, you know, there's a bits and bobs of endeavour and work great, and you know, but none of it came together today, and that will be frustrating because I don't look at Chesham and say they're an outfit I'd fear. You know, they're a team that the teams that are in the reckoning this year will want to say we can beat them and find a way to do it.
Dennis with the acrobatics tries to release Sonny Fisher, gets in front of by Fish in towards the penalty area. He's got Hayfield near that, turns away, gets onto his left foot, does Fish. It's a great stride there in the moment, but Ben Good making the save at the near post as Enfield have got an equaliser. Dagenham 2, Enfield 2. Dreyer with the first header. Palmer under the pressure from Easton, sets it back. Dreyer brings it down in towards to Cam Durham. But what you were saying earlier, you may have come with the exact phrases. Fish goes down, free kick given. But as you're saying earlier, it's not exactly the plays you've got, but how you can work as a team and build as a team. That's probably what Chesham are looking at. They may not have a better team on paper, but as a squad, they're playing great. They're playing as a unit together, better than Torquay have.
Oh, they got a game plan. You look at them and you know what they're doing. You go, okay, that's what they're out there to do. They don't try and be something that they're not, you know. And occasionally, and then we've seen glimmers from them, but they've stuck to that game plan. Young
brilliantly turns away from Rasulu and a die. It's Jordan Young from distance, but again straight into the goalkeeper Ben Good, who's been happy with those shots all afternoon.
I know he's had a lucky afternoon because none of these shots have really got a bit, there's almost been an urgency about them, hasn't it? They've not really connected with anything or hurt them in a way that you'd want them to, or know that you can. Jordan Young especially, and the power he's got.
Dreyer, Babos, one back there by Jordan Dyer. You can look up for Torquay. Jay out towards Dan Hayfield, who can now surge forward. He's got Dennis in the middle. Jay's on the overlapping run on the right hand side, looking to go and take on the Chesham man. Dolan turns away to Worthington. He's got Young as an option on the left hand side. He's got Dreyer on the overlap, finds Dreyer. He looks up as the Torquay captain, gets a cross in towards the middle. It's in deep and it's turned out for a corner by Matt Lynch.
Well, that's the other one as well. I mean, the ball was good enough that they had to defend it, but again, not enough bodies up there. Torquay, you may as well just chuck everything at it now. We're 87th minute, but I hope there's going to be about 5 to 10. Here's a good chance, though. Good ball in, Jordan.
It's a Jordan Young corner for the goals. Two arms raised in the air by United's number 8. Sends it in towards the middle, and it's easily claimed by Ben Good. Everything just is. He seems to have magnets in his hands this afternoon as the keeper. The keeper stayed down. Just frustrated the Yellow Army behind the goal. Another change for Chesham. To see Jaden Bartolo come on.
Number 29, Jaden Bartolo.
He's replacing. So he's trying to replace the number 18, Alex Babos. Not had the best week internationally as Jaden Bartolo played for the Gibraltar under-21s in a 12-0 defeat to Scotland and an 11-0 defeat to Portugal during the international break for the Gibraltar under-21s.
He shipped a few, didn't he? My goodness.
Bartolo on loan from Wycombe Wanderers in League One.
No, just goes to show you can get over it quite quickly in football.
One goes from Good. Header up from Dyer. Now from Hayfield. Ball launched forward. That time by Young. Forward it goes from Dolan. Not the most convincing clearance at all from Bayliss, and Hayfield scored a cracking goal here last season. tries to battle away with Adebayo, brought down by Bayliss. Lynch hooks it forward. Palmer wins the header to stop Chesham attacking forward. Dolan, Dyer, now with Palmer, who can bring the ball down, knocks it forward, given away though as Matt Lynch plays it back towards Bayliss, who sends it over the top. Flipped on there by Jordan Dyer, and as we put the pressure onto James Hammond, he'll just have to clear it away first time, which he does. Header up from Adebayo. We're going to see how much additional minutes are going to be added on, as we're going to see 11 minutes added on for the second half. That's a minimum of 11 minutes, so we've got plenty of time to keep on going. Here's Hayfield looking up, got Worthington on the right hand side. Plenty of confused looks in the Chesham fans' faces, but the Torquay ones with a little bit of hope in them. Palmer, late challenge there from his man Fish in the penalty area, gets a cross in towards the middle. Jordan Young, he goes down. Referee not interested in giving a penalty, and I think that's more frustration from the Torquay fans behind the goal, as Bath City have got an equaliser. Hornchurch 2, Bath City 2. At the moment, the three sides who started at the top of the table not going to be picking up 3 points, as Western are drawing 0-0. But things stand, Torquay move down to 4th. Tottenham going above them. They lead by 2-1 over Hemel Hempstead Town. And a yellow card has been given to Ben Good.
About time.
I remember down at Playmore, he was time wasting after 1 minute and 15 seconds. West Chesham 1-2-1. Good, it goes from Good. Header from Dyer. Brought down there by Dolan. Palmer, Worthington. Now with Callum, Dolan looks up. Scuffs it forward behind Hayfield, and as he scuffs it forward, it's gone out for a throw. Chesham out the throw, and they're going to take the time with this one. Dan Bayliss to take. Forward it goes from Bayliss. And from Palmer. Goes out for another throw for Chesham. And they gain the yards like they do in rugby. And now Callum Adebayo is going in the book for a yellow card. Not sure that one was for. Forward it goes from Adai. Bounces once. Turned away from Dyer. Worthington. Back out towards Rasulo. Out towards the right hand side towards Samson Eason. Chesham, even though they had this 1-0 lead, they're still looking to attack as well. Eason dispossessed there by Jordan Young, and now Dreyer can just knock it away. Dennis keeps it in play out on the far side, chops it back in towards the middle to Dolan. Now with Matt J. He looks up and sends it out towards Ed Palmer on the near side, overtakes the halfway line.
Needs a ball.
Gives it away and drags back on the number 8, Giorgio Rasulo. Free kick it is to Chesham, and they'll wind the clock down.
Yeah, right at Palmer there, someone's got to show for him and give him an option. You can't have him being the one responsible there.
Forward it goes from Bayliss. Header up by Adebayo. Cleared away by Jordan Dyer. Babos. Forward by Palmer. Jay gets away from one man. Bayliss tries to clear the ball away. It falls into the feet of Louis Dennis. He can't be offside. Dennis sends it over the top. Finds Dan Hayfield out on the right hand side. He's got Jay. He's also got Fish in the middle. Plays in towards Jay. He gets across in towards the middle. Turned away by the Chesham man. And Matt Jay will leave it because he knows he's got Ed Palmer who can launch the ball in towards the penalty area.
Why not? Throw everyone up. Come on, Sam Dreyer, you've got to be up there for this one. Biggest man on the side.
Matt McClure's going to be coming on for Chesham in a minute. Looks like he's going to be replacing the goal scorer Nathan Minas. And it comes from Ed Palmer in towards the front stick, cleared away by Adebayo, and that goes out for a corner.
You can sense the pressure building, whether that's nerves on Chesham's part, but they're so close now.
They'll make the change. Minas, the goal scorer, makes way. And in his place shall come Matt McClure, the former Chippenham man.
Well, as much as I find it difficult to praise anyone on their side, but I mean, that's what a game he's had. Touches from him. A really good performance from him. He's been a constant thorn in Torquay's side. Scored the goal, but did so much more.
Jordan Young to send in the corner.
As we said, Harry, moments. Comes down to moments, doesn't it?
And it comes from Jordan Young in deep. Header up initially from Dyer, but that one goes well wide and out for a goal kick. I think they've sort of seen that if you try and not allow Ben Good to come off his line, and without illegally doing so, as there's a little bit of choice of words there. Ben Good, I don't think is very happy with the personal protection he was getting from the Torquay man.
How many minutes have we got?
I think we are 6 minutes into the 11 now.
Into the 11.
It's gone quickly, that 6 minutes.
Always does when you're on the wrong side of it.
Wish that seconds last longer than they do. Long it goes from Ben Good. Brought down by Jaden Bartolo. Turned out by Lynch towards Callum Adebayi. Surging forward as the Chesham number 17. Plays it out towards Bartolo. Final touch goes off Sonny Fish. Throw for Chesham. And Joshua Dye will eventually make his way over. The referee is pointing at his watch. He is timing this. 11 could become 12, maybe 13. The rate things are going. A day to send this one in long. Weston-super-Mare have taken the lead away at Hampton Richmond Borough. They lead 1-0. Hornchurch lead Bath by 3-2. And changing in instant in football, and the two teams above Torquay at the beginning of the day are now both winning. Ball launched out towards the left-hand side. Adai under the pressure from Hayfield. Referee saying no foul despite the protestations from the Chesham bench in front of us. Adai will shield the ball in that corner. It does go down, and Chesham are dispossessed, and Torquay United come away with the ball. Now with Louis Dennis. Gets away from one man, gets away, there's a challenge from Samson East, but the referee waves advantage. Ball out towards the right hand side to find Sonny Fish, who can keep the ball in play. Well, asking for it is Worthington. He gets across the middle, blocked by Adebayi. Picked back up there by Worthington. He's got Hayfield, he's also got Fish there for him. Why Fish isn't in the middle, I don't quite know. That's where you want your striker to be, and he's on the ball. Sets it back in towards Hayfield. Can he get the ball in towards the mixer? He can do, but again, the magnetic gloves of Ben Good claim the ball. And they'll hold on for a little bit longer. Full-time scores in the National League South. Farnborough 0, Maidstone United 2, Maidenhead United 0, Eastbourne Borough 1. A first win for Mr. Widrington as Eastbourne boss after leaving Aldershot Town in the week. Matt Lynch sends it over the top, looking for the runner Jaden Bartolo. Dyer sets it back. Hammond can clear it away for the goals. Up it goes looking for Palmer. It initially won by Lynch. Worthington
well played.
Turns it out. Hayfield drives forward. He's got Dennis in support. Can get there in front of Adebayi. Dennis tries to get the cross in, blocked by Adebayi. Still in possession for the goals. Dennis on towards his left foot. Plays it in towards the middle. Dolan still going. Chops back in. On to his left foot. Blocked there, and it's fallen back out towards Dan Hayfield. Can he get the cross in towards the middle? It's in deep. It's looking there for Matt J. But straight into the hands of Ben Good. And it remains 1-0 as Chippenham 1, Dover 1 a full-time score. Weston-super-Mare have beaten Hampton Richmond Borough by a goal to nil. Salisbury 2, Slough 1. Plymouth Argyle have been beaten at home by 2-1 against AFC Wimbledon. We'll have interviews with Tom Cleverley, the Argyle boss, after that one. Lynch brings it down, hooked back up by Alex Babos, looking for Bartolo, who gets there in front of Dreyer but not in front of Jordan Dyer, who'll send it further forward. Young, Adai, cleared back up by Adai. Dreyer, little shove in the back there on the substitute Matt McClure, and it will be a free kick for Chesham. As Worthington tries to get the ball quickly, and now it's all handbags at dawn. This words being exchanged, and this always felt like this game was going to heat over at some point, and it now has. Sonny Fish not happy. And it's purely the free kick given by the referee, and Chesham just taking the time for the ball. Torquay wanted it taken quickly. It just felt like a pot which was waiting to boil over.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, you just play until we've seen it. The real thing they haven't done is laid a finger on them footballing wise, you know. You've got to do it. You've got to do it with the ball, not in these scenarios. Needless. But by this point, the horse is bolted. Harry, very frustrating to watch. But again, another lesson for some of these young players.
The thing is, it's still going on. The officials have all come to discussions together about what the decision is going to be made. There's still a few conversations going on with choice words being made. The 11 minutes is now technically up. I definitely think we're going to be seeing at least 2 or 3 more added on to the minimum of 11, which was already being played. And the yellow card shown to Ed Palmer and to Alex Babos. I think that's going to be it.
What's the keeper doing?
The referee still got hold of the ball here.